Good afternoon, everyone. We'll just wait for a few more seconds for today's informative and interactive webinar. Also, there's going to be some general housekeeping items. If you have to answer the phone or have to step out, don't worry. All participants will be receiving today's presentation along with the recording through our YouTube channel as well. Also, this is a good opportunity for you to introduce yourself. What type of business you have, what type of industry, what are some of your business challenges or some of the outcomes that you like to accomplish in regards of creating a business plan. So that we have specialized consultants that can assist you with those needs as well. Also, if there's a good opportunity for you to, if you have any questions throughout today's webinar, strongly encourage you to put the questions in the Q&A. And throughout today's presentation, my colleagues or myself will be able to answer those questions for you. So I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. My name is Jesus Padilla. I am the Assistant Director of Administrative Services here at the Florida SBDC at FIU. I'm working in part of the BizCap program. So a brief description of who we are. We are the award-winning National SBDC of the Year, which we were recognized in 2023. Some of the services that we provide is that one-on-one business consulting, training and information of small businesses here in Miami-Dade County and Monroe County, as we're a federal funded resource partner of the U.S. Small Business Administration. The center is already 10 years old, and through the end of 2022, we have worked with over 7,800 clients that resulted over 119,000 hours of consulting. In some of the outcomes, we have launched over 446 businesses, obtained capital of almost $500 million in capital, which is grants and investor equity, traditional and non-traditional capital. But at the same time, over $250 million of government contracts as well. Brief description of what is BizCap. Here are some pictures of our previous projects through the Flagler Downtown Corridor, along with the a project from the city of North Miami Beach. And what is BizCap? It is the Business Growth Acceleration Program. It is providing that hyper-local consulting, training, and outreach to small businesses in targeted communities and commercial corridors. It is providing additional tools for your toolbox for communities that are looking to assist and grow their businesses with the startup assistance and business growth. Some of the outcomes after the partnerships under the multiple communities in Miami-Dade County from as a result from BizCap, we worked with over 133 businesses of close to 1,000 hours of consulting. But one of the neat features is that we actually went door-to-door canvassing, going to businesses, hearing the pain points, and providing them the necessary resources and information to address those challenges. The BizCap project, it is in Florida District 27, is funded through a grant from the U.S. Small Business Administration. This is for any businesses that are located here in the city of Miami, Key Biscayne, Coral Gables, rose through Kendall down to Cutler Bay. As of the previous census of 2019, over 86,000 business establishments are located in Congressional District 27. The three key objectives of today's of BizCap, it is providing that training, outreach, door-to-door canvassing, the one-on-one business consulting, along with the data mapping surveys of small businesses located in District 27. The goal that we would like to accomplish this year is to work with you, the small businesses of over 1,000 businesses in the district through January to December of 2024, and it will be consisting of trainings and outreach and consulting. So I want to thank you for attending today's information of BizCap and how BizCap and along with the Florida SBDC can assist you with your business needs. So I want to thank you for attending today's webinar of how to create your business plan. So we're going to go ahead and get started in regards of talking some of your key objectives. This is going to be more of a conversation. My goal for you is throughout today's presentation, there will be multiple aha moments. Like I said, all participants will be receiving today's presentation. So rather you could use it as a feedback along with create the narrative, and you'll be able to plug in the conversation / presentation questions that I have set for you today. So we're going to be discussing various objectives, and some of the objectives is going to be the definition of a business plan. What are the key components of a business plan? Be able to apply those planning principles along the design the best practices when writing a business plan. And before we proceed, I just have a question for everyone. How does anyone have a business plan? You could raise your hand. If you have a business plan, don't have a business plan, you can put in the chat, how was your experience if you have done a business plan? Is it overwhelming? Is it fun? I just want to know your thoughts, and right there we'll be able to carry the conversation with the next few slides. Don't have a business plan. This will be my first one. Overwhelming, yes, I completely. I do see the reason why it's overwhelming. It's challenging. Perfect. Yep. Taisha, how are you? Don't have a business plan. Yeah. So, but the good thing is that this presentation, I don't want you to be stressed in developing your business plan. So you're here with us, guiding you throughout the process. This is where many of our entrepreneurs, they lose track when it comes to drafting a business plan. So do not let the idea of drafting a business plan delay the opportunity to move forward and create that business that you have on your head. So let's go ahead and take out your ideas and put it into paper. Perfect. Yes. This is a really good point right here in regards of got started but need help in getting the data. Yeah, so we have consultants that can assist you with that target market research, the analysis, and so forth. So definitely encourage you to work with our center, as we'll be more than happy to guide you and plug in some of the areas that you're missing. Yep, don't have one yet. Perfect. Okay. So as a business plan, the business plan is the blueprint for your success and for your business. It provides that outline to the framework of your business, declares what are your vision, and showcases the necessary steps to fulfill the vision that you have outlined. This roadmap of your business helps you navigate your business towards those strategic directions. Oftentimes we have clients that they hire someone to develop a business plan for them, but no one knows your business better than you do. So definitely encourage you to have a good roadmap, outline, a draft, and like that, working with us, we'll be able to assist you to make sure that those goals that you have set for yourself are be able to be attainable and accomplished. So what are some of the key components of a business plan? It will be explaining the who you are. No one knows you more and better than you do. Why you're in business? What do you do? How do you do it? Where you operate? Is it more brick and mortar spot? Is it more at your house? How will you generate profit? Is it more subscription based? Is it more a service? Is it on professional services? But at the same time, who are your customers? Is it more international? Is it more domestic? Is it more the profile? What's the consumer behaviors? So these are some of the key components of the developing of your business plan. But most importantly, why is your business important? So the good framework is, what is your why? Why are you in business? In creating that that roadmap for your business success. In the business plans, this is where you're able to design and communicate to that specific audience. Some will be within the internal stakeholders, and some will be with the external stakeholders. So no two businesses are the same, no two industries are the same. So therefore, no two business plans are the same based on the targeted specific audience that you like to cater to and present your business plan to. The internal stakeholders, it is going to be your employees, the management team, that have the financials, to know your mission, vision, as well as your target and consumers. But then the external stakeholders, it is the detailed operation. The internal stakeholders will talk about the detailed operations of the business, the operating budget, the market research, as what in the chat we have discussed, the competitor analysis. How do you do a competitive analysis between your business amongst those within your area, within a 5-mile radius, where your indirect and direct competitors? the sales list, the product design, or any prototypes, certifications that you might have of your business or service that you provide. But the external stakeholders are the potential investors, the bankers, business partners. So sometimes you're looking for capital, and some of the lenders, they look for a business plan. Coincidentally, in the next few weeks, we're going to be having a webinar in access to capital of finding, grants and traditional capital, what you need to look for. So I think it's going to be on the 14th of March. And in the chat, we'll be able to have the link, so you can go ahead and register for that workshop. And then we're going to be having a plethora of upcoming events in the month of April, as is Financial Literacy Month. So definitely encourage you to follow us on our social media, also like and subscribe our YouTube channel. But definitely let's have that conversation on how we can assist you for you to accomplish your goals for 24. In the external stakeholders, and you're looking for traditional capital, you have to include how much you're looking for, how the funds will be used. Is it more for equipment? Is it more for buying additional working capital? And what would those funds accomplish? It could be, I need $50,000 so I could hire one salesperson, which the return on investment will be that they'll be able to sell $1 million worth of products. So right there, you're able to carry the narrative and you'll be able to answer the particular questions as to what you can be using the respected funds for within your business plan. But most importantly, how will you repay? Everyone wants to know what's in it for me. If I'm able to help you out, what's in it for me, and how are you able to repay? So it could be for every $20, $2 will be going back to pay the loan, or every transaction. So you're able to create a narrative. At the end of the day, everyone comes out with a win. And also, what collateral do you have? Do you have a house? Do you have the equipment? Do you have a physical building? So by providing a collateral, right there, it will be able to enhance the lender. So you have a commitment to repay, should you not repay back the loan. So like I said, we have access to capital consultants that can assist you with the 5 C's of credit. So you like that, everything is in compliance, and so you could get the maximum amount to pursue your business needs. In creating the plan, I know that some of you have created, some are not getting information how to develop a business plan. It generally projects from 3 to 5 years ahead and outlines the route that your company intends to reach within its yearly milestones. Include revenue projections. It could be in the first year, I want to have 5 to 10 new clients or generate X amount of dollars. Then in year 2, I want to double the amount, or be something organic, but at the same time, you have to make sure that you're being those goals are actually realistic and attainable. Your business plan will always be a living, breathing document, because your business will change, the behaviors of your consumers, your clients will change, so it should be reflecting within those changes. So think of this as an example. Small businesses are a small canoe navigating through a canal. It's easy to pivot, do a 3-point turn versus a cruise ship. Look what happened in 2019. Some clients, we had a business plan for the next 3 to 5 years. They have business plans for 2020, 21, 22, 23. But with the disruption of the marketplace that happened in 2020, it has pivoted. They had to pivot to new markets. The consumer behaviors, their targeted personas of clients, they're not there anymore. They may have changed their shifts, their mindset. So by doing so, this is how you're able to adapt to where the changes are happening, but to how to attain new clients as well. So this is where we're able to project the latest and the greatest information. So it's always updating your document to reflect those changes and the strategies that you have implemented. So the next phase of today's presentation is going to be, I'm providing you the business plan questions. So like that, you're able to start doing the plug and plays. And this will be able to elaborate more of your business plan in the particular sections of the document. So always have these 4 core questions in mind. What service or product does your business provide, and what needs does it fill? Who are your potential customers for your product or service, and why will they purchase it from you? How will you reach your potential customers? And where will you get the financial resources to start or grow your business? Always have this in mind while you're developing your business plan. In your company description, elaborate, discuss what is your legal structure? Do you have a mission and vision statement? What are your company goals? What are the objectives of your business? Your target market? You could talk about your primary and secondary target markets. The general overview of your product or service, the industry. Is it growing? How do you see the industry shaping up in the next 5 to 10 years? How's your company management and the organizational structure? So these are like all the small gears of what makes your business moving. So the mission statement is that action-based statement that declares the purpose of your organization and how they serve the customers. It is the why. Why are you in business? What is your purpose? So for Nike, Nike's mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you look at the word athlete, it has an asterisk, and the asterisk is if you have a body, you're an athlete. Well, the mission and the vision, it is the declaration of those mid and long-term goals as to what you want to become in the future. Let's look at, for example, the Florida SBDC network. The vision statement is to creating a better Florida for all by helping businesses grow. Well, let's look at Southwest Airlines. What is their vision? It's to be the world's most loved, most efficient, and most profitable airline. If you don't have a mission or vision statement, don't worry. Like I said, we have marketing consultants that can assist you to make sure that your messaging and branding is aligned based on where you're promoting your services or products. Okay. Once again, your business goals and objectives, they have to be attainable. And it could be meeting a level of customer satisfaction, reaching the annual sales target as we discussed. But at the same time, this is where you're able to highlight some of those major accomplishments, like getting a certification. It could be a women-owned certification, a veteran-owned certification. It could be even getting contracts, or these are the previous projects that I have done, or you landed a multi-year contract or business with a particular industry or key player in the community. So this is a good way so you're able to highlight your recognitions and accomplishments. Within the products and services, this is where it is the general overview of what you're offering by highlighting the key descriptions, pricing explanation, if it's a seasonal, monthly, annually, what's your competitive edge? And that is where it becomes in the value proposition. The value proposition, it is a compelling statement as how you're able to stand out in the everlasting marketplace. In the target market, this is where you're able to describing to whom you will market your products to. It's a short description of who you think will buy your product and why, and along with the include your company's location and whether you anticipate moving in the future. So if I want to start selling ice cream in Miami Beach, okay, who are my customers? It could be a vegan, organic ice cream shop, so it's going to be the health conscious residents, and but at the same time, tourists as to try something new within have that Miami flavor. But at the same time, focus on if you anticipate to grow, to have multiple locations, have a franchising option. So there's different avenues in regards of your company's your location and anticipate moving in the future. But right there, you're able to start planting the seeds as to what's going to be working, what's not going to be working in that pocket. But focus on the primary and secondary target markets. Industry. Elaborate what is your industry, if it's in the food and health industry, if it's going to be in the travel, hospitality, or just a professional service industry. So you're able to elaborate if the industry is growing, if it's declining, what changes do you foresee, and how your company plan to take advantage of these changes. It could be that you're the only one offering digital services and no one's doing it. So how you're able to have a stronghold of that marketplace. This is where we'll start talking about the competitive analysis. How does your company compare to the competitors in your industry? And this is where we're able to start talking about the management structure. The management structure, it will discuss how's your company is being organized, who makes the key decisions. Is it like more board of directors? Is it more the CEO? Or is it like the senior leadership that have a consensus conversation? What are the values that drive your company? How many employees do you have? What do they do? How are they paid? Do you anticipate this changing? Perhaps you might be expanding to a new market. It could be the California market or the European sector of the business. So right here you're able to have an idea as how it's going to be the management structure of the business. Within the organizational structure, this is where we'll start talking about who are the key players of the business. If you have principal members of your company, what are their roles? If you have any board of directors or outside advisors, like attorneys or accountants, list them there and describe that relationship. But most importantly, talk about your company's core competencies. Based on the regulatory requirements, this is what licensing, special permits, certifications that your business operates or needs. This is a good opportunity. Once again, remember the recognition, recognizing your accomplishments. This is where you're able to bring them in again. Any special operating achievements or certifications your company has. You might be the only business in Miami that has this XYZ permit or certification. So definitely encourage you to, highlight those achievements. Now, in the market, this is where the research comes into play. I know that in the chat, we talked about the market research. I'm getting all the respective data. There's multiple avenues to obtain data, but at the same time, there's multiple avenues to understand the data and review what exactly are you looking at. So obviously, research is a foundation of marketing. But to conduct the market research, you have to gather the facts and opinions in an objective way about your target. It could be the industry, any potential customers. Just survey them to see whether their behavior is like. And this is where you're able to start putting them into market segments of those targeted groups of customers and grouping people with a similar characteristic that cause them to have the similar product needs. This is where you're able to start analyzing their behaviors or have those similar needs based on the attitudes and will likely respond similarly with your marketing strategy. So for example, my brother had a baby girl. So there's two different target markets of buying baby clothes of this retailer. The retailer is going to be marketing heavily to the loved ones. I want to be the cool uncle. I want to be the funkle. So therefore, they're bombarding me with emails and conversations and coupons. So I could go ahead and buy more from them so I could spoil my niece. Because the parents are the secondary target market. The primaries are the loved ones that want to shower gifts to the baby, into a newborn. So when I have a family on my own, then I had a pleasant experience with them, and that's how I'm able to be hooked from this particular retail. So then the secondary becomes a primary. So now they're amplifying that market share of the marketplace. So definitely this is where you're able to have a similar messaging, branding experience with your clients, having the messaging to make sure that they're behaving similarly based on those product needs. Once again, this is where the industry, you're able to have that industry knowledge because, like I said, just like the business plan, no one knows your business better than you do. As you being in the same industry, you have that industry knowledge, as well as the prospects of your business should be clearly illustrated in the plan. Like right there, you're able to elaborate a little bit more that how the industry have pivoted, have changed in the last 20 years, what they're doing now, and how the industry will forecast in the following 10 years. And this is where we'll discuss a little bit more in depth of what is your industry current size, what share of the market you have, identify the characteristics of your target market. you should also determine the size of the potential market. Who are your competitors in the industry, and who are your direct competitors? So, for example, an example of daycare services, I want to open up a daycare in the middle of Doral. Who are my competitors of the industry? It will be anyone within a 5 mile radius, but my direct competitors might be the one across the street from me. So that's how you're able to start having that competitive analysis as to what they're doing, what you're not doing, vice versa. And that is where you're able to start getting the market research based on the competitive analysis. What are some of the trends of the industry? The growth, the consumer preferences, the product development. How does your company fit within the industry? What advantages and disadvantages do you have over your competitors? And what are some additional barriers of entering in this industry? Once you already solidified and have a clear-cut understanding of your industry, now you start focusing on your customers. That is the end goal, is to find what people want to buy, not just you want to sell to them. So this way, we're able to identify those target markets and profile your customers. We just, of full disclosure, we have a great consultant that she's able to work with you, so you could create a buyer persona. And that correlates with one of her presentations of creating that brand experience, to make sure the messaging, the colors, the font, the experience is what you want to portray, so you could get those ideal customers. Now, in the chat, we discussed absolutely, and there's going to be the link. So yes, the creating the buyer persona is pretty cool. Like I definitely like doing it, and but definitely encourage you to register to meet with her, so that we'll be able to help you to create that buyer persona. Now, in the chat, we talked about finding the market research, where to find it. You could definitely utilize the free databases, the U.S. Census Bureau, the Department of Labor, but at the same time, you get all this data. But how do you dissect it? What do you need to look for? That is when we'll be able to help you to condense all the data, and this is what you need to look for. Okay. Yeah, no worries. We're going to be putting some of the chats in, some of the links in the chat once again. So you'll be up to date with all the information. Ooh, sorry about that. To determine whether the needs your business will satisfy, answer these questions within the section of your plan. Remember, these are some of the questions that you're able to elaborate and as the plug and play of your business plan. Who are your current or prospective customers? What do they buy and why? Can they and will they buy your product? What price will they pay? Obviously, the perception is if you price yourself too expensive, the perception will be how's the that's not my scope. But if you price it too low, then the perception is like how's the quality of the brand. So you need to find that Goldilocks approach of selling your products or services. Why might your customers prefer your product over the alternatives? And what market segments or groups are more likely to buy your product? So a good example would be, do not say like, I am the best at this because I have X amount of experience. No, provide what is the value that you're able to satisfy the needs of folks that have the resources to buy from you versus the competitors. Is it more the white glove service? Is it more the hand-holding experience, or perhaps it could be the post-transaction experience, that you're there with them in case if they have any issues, to troubleshoot any questions, you're there to offer a helping hand. That could be a value proposition. A good example, when I was doing my MBA, I had to select one business, and I selected 7-Eleven. They have a really good understanding of their customers. So the founder of 7-Eleven, Joe Thompson, once said, give the customers what they want, when, and where they want it. But by doing so, they're able to fully understand the behaviors of customers from 3 different countries. If you look at United States, it is in everyday products on the go, gas station, Quickie Mart. But look at Indonesia, that is the trendy hotspot where young people spend time, hang out, surf the web, meet friends. While in Taiwan, they just service a bicycle and photocopy. So by having a clear-cut understanding of those 3 target markets of the customers, that's how they've been able to be successful in the marketplace. In the products and services, this is where you provide your audience with a clear understanding of why you're in business, what you sell, and how you compete. What products and services will your company provide? What is unique about it? What are the important features? What will it do for the customer? How does it benefit them? And why is it better for your customer than compared for the competition? Sometimes we have clients that says we're unique because there's nothing else out there in the marketplace. The important features, it's the price, or it will do everything for the customer. That's fine, but let's go more in depth. Let's have it more dissected down to the T, so that you're able to educate the wider masses. Describe your pricing structure. Once again, if it's going to be monthly, seasonal, annually, what factors gives you a competitive advantage or disadvantage? Do you keep inventory? How much? What kind? How is your inventory turnover? Is it more a seasonal versus annual? So, for example, if you're selling in the school uniform industry, you're gonna have a high turnover rate during the summertime because everyone's buying from you, as opposed in October. Or do you keep inventory if you're in the rental units? So like it all varies based on every type of business, industry, product and service. So definitely just be mindful on that. But having a good idea as your inventory will definitely parlay based on how much capital you're seeking when the lender is asking you. At the same time, focus on who are your suppliers. In which life cycle stage is your product or service? Are you starting up? You've been in business for 50 years. Where are you in your business journey? What research or development activities are you performing or planning? What intellectual property rights do you have for your product and service? This is where it becomes the fun part of the business plan. It is being creative, that buyer persona. What are the sales strategies? More digital marketing as opposed me being in the middle of downtown Miami with a billboard, try our products. So this is where you're able to start talking out as how your brand, your business, your product, your service will be in the eyes of the clients. How will they be exposed to that? How do you plan to grow your business? How will you communicate with your customers? It could be through billboards, postcards. How? And how will you sell your product and service? Is it going to be face to face? Is it going to be cash based? Is it going to be more lines of credit? But at the same time, it is going to be, how will you do it? Is it going to be having shops on a weekly basis in downtown or in Brickell? So this is where we're able to start creating those sales strategies to have that that channel of operations. This is where assess how successful you are at meeting your customer needs, as well as how successful your competitors are. A good marketing strategy will be based on your market research to determine what customers want and what they will pay for. But at the same time, while you're doing all this market research and understanding your customers, perhaps new markets will be able to come up and you never thought about. You could definitely identify them and you could start successfully targeting them as well. So based on the explorations, you're able to find new markets that you're able to cater to those needs as well. And this is where you have to have the 4 P's of marketing always in mind: the place, the price, promotion, and product. The sales strategy: do not pull numbers out of thin air. Prepare that month-to-month projection based on the historical sales, industry, and market research. The example that I provided in regards of the school uniforms, that it's going to be in the peak season, it's going to be in the late summer, July, August, getting ready for back to school. There's not going to be that many sales in October and March. So having a good idea, you're able to see how much it's going to be carrying the inventory, hiring the operation costs. But at the same time, what are the sales, the highs and lows of the market? And how would these sales will lead to the company's growth. In the funding request, this is where you're able to start having a conversation and getting the reader's attention based on how you're going to be getting the funds, what are your financial projections, what is the ask, and include the following requirements in the business plan. It is how do you intend to use the funds once you receive them? Is it funding a request for capital expenditure, working capital, or you buying a new business? But any strategic financial situations, such as being acquired, selling your business, or buying out, or you're being bought out. In the financial projections, have more conversation of your revenue forecast of the 3 to 5 years, how much money you have and need, when and how the business expects to make profit, what is the break-even point. Also, it details your marketing operation processes and how much it will cost. Sometimes having that conversation with our consultants, we'll be able to work with you as, okay, I'm bankable only for $50,000, but the marketing cost, the marketing budget is 75. Now there's something, now it's $25,000 difference. So we have to go back to a drawing board and let's make sure that let's trim the marketing budget to 50, because that's how much that's the maximum. But at the same time, what's the return on investment to make sure that it's going to be successful, but secondly, we're paying back the respective loan. And then it discussed the 3 financial statements, which is the balance sheet, the cash flow projections, and the project and loss income projections, the P&Ls. The good thing is that since we're a resource partner from the SBA has some really good templates, so you could definitely plug and play with your respective information. This is where you're able to report your assets, any liabilities, and the shareholders' equity. The cash flow projections, it is the money that's coming in and out of your business over a given period of time. It could be on a weekly base, it could be on a monthly base, it could be an annual base. This enables you to meet your existing financial obligations as well as plan for the future. And last but not least, the P&Ls. This is where we're able to discuss the company's revenue minus the expenses of running the business. The fixed expenses, it could be the rent, it could be the equipment, it could be the salaries, but the variable expenses will be the actual inventory, the commissions if you're in a commission-based business. It could be some highs and lows, but that's why it's a variable expense. So each entry of the P&L statement provides the insight of the cash flow of the company and shows where the money is coming from and how it's being used. Yes, all participants will be receiving today's presentation along with the recording as well. And then the break-even analysis, it shows the sales threshold that needs to be surpassed before the business becomes profitable. So where is that ideal sweet spot where you're that you're actually making money? And this is where you're able to add more color, more depth, pretty much add more seasoning towards your food. This is where you're able to highlight and showcase any brochures, advertising materials, blueprints or plans, any press coverage of the business, industry, market research, any materials that's needed to support your claim in the business plan. But at the same time, if you're in the government contracting sector, this is where you're able to create that capability statement. Highlight your past performances, the certifications that you have done. This definitely will be able to enhance and captivate the audience attention, the reader's attention. Okay, I have a question here. Will I happen to show a sample business plan to show? We will be able to email you business plan templates, because at the end of the day, no two businesses, no two industries are the same. So if I highlight one, will be completely different for another person or in the respective different industry. But definitely we have templates, we have links that we'll be able to provide to you. That's not a problem. And this is where we're able to save the best for last, the executive summary. This is the first section of the business plan, but also the last section, you're right. because this is where you're able to gravitate, have like that elevator pitch to give us the engagement of giving that solid evidence that your business will succeed. This is where you're able to have short descriptive summaries of each section of the business plan. Your company, the products and services that you plan to sell, what's your mission statement, vision statement, the management and organizational structure, the target market, those ideal customers, the competition, the future of your business, of the industry, the banking relationships that you have, or information regarding current investors, and the financial data and the projections. So yes, don't worry. Everyone's going to be receiving the template, so don't worry. So you're going to be receiving today's presentation, the video recording, along with the template and information. And this is where, once again, like being a small business, seeing what works, what doesn't work, finding new markets. So definitely encourage you to have a captivating, engaging summary of your executive summary, so like that you'll be able to get the reader's interest. But at the same time, this is where you're able to start having a full assessment and analysis of your business plan. Does your business plan work? If yes, it's definitely going to be yielding a lot of revenue. If it doesn't work, something is off, let's go back to the drawing board to make sure that it does work again. So it's always an ongoing process, an ongoing measures of success of your business and where you want to take your business to. So this is where you're able to elaborate and answer these questions. What product or service your business will provide? How does it fill the customer need? What's your competitive advantage, if any, does your company or does your product or service have? Who are your target customers? What goals do you have for your company? How much money you need from a loan or an investor, and how will you use it? So definitely have an idea. So like that, you're able to have those conversations so you can be confident on while presenting your business plan to any potential partners, investors, lenders, but at the same time, have a good understanding, like make sure that your team knows what are the goals for the next few years. Make sure that everyone is on the right path of they're bought in of fulfilling the mission and the vision of the company that you will work hard to do. And then definitely, if you're interested to meet with our business team or with a BizCap team or business consultants, don't hesitate. We're family. Definitely one of the key activities that I strongly encourage you to do is like, subscribe our YouTube channel. That is where we have a plethora of previously recorded webinars that you could definitely elaborate the conversation with our business consultants. Pretty much, I'm giving you the homework before the teacher gives it to you. Let's put it that way. Definitely, we have upcoming webinars, presentations, events in person as well. So definitely encourage you to follow us on our social media channels. But at the same time, it's a good opportunity for you to connect with us. Like I said, we have some upcoming webinars. It is going to be we have a social media marketing, so that's a good opportunity for you to making sure that your marketing strategies digitally are being reflected in your business plan. But if you're interested to get to know some of the upcoming programs, information that the SBA has to offer, I strongly encourage you to register at our BizCap Partners info session, as you'll be able to have that conversation with one of our colleagues from the SBA. But obviously, having a business plan, some of the goals is to get capital. So I want to connect you with some of our local lenders in the community and have that roundtable discussion. You know, what are some of the products and services that they're able to provide, but you're able to ask them key questions that you might have. Like, I have in my bankable, if I have an X amount of credit score, or how much capital do you think I should be asking if I'm generating X amount of dollars? So you'll be introduced to five of different lenders from the community. So you could definitely have a conversation. And at the end of the day, my goal is at least you have a seat at the table once you're ready to have the conversation to meet with the lenders. But once you're ready to become bankable, I want you to own the table. I want you to have that conversation with them and see the different alternatives of lending options that you have for you. So if there's any additional questions, I strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A or throughout today's chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Okay, let's see. Yes, I know that some of you have already been working with some of our team members. So if in case if you want additional assistance with another consultant or whatnot, don't hesitate. Shoot my colleague an email or myself in the chat. I'll put their email address, and I would be more than happy to connect you with the appropriate consultants. I'm glad that it was very helpful for you, and hopefully you're able to get some key takeaways of aha moments throughout the presentation. Perfect. Yes, definitely encourage you to register. I'm sorry. Certainly encourage you to register so you can meet with our business consultants. Because at the end of the day, like even though that we're already starting March, but it's not too late to start implementing your 2024 goals, and let's work together so we could definitely accomplish those goals in the next 9 months for the rest of this year. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if there's any additional questions. Perfect. Yes, perfect. I definitely looking forward to seeing you, Boyd. Okay. And also one more is a nonprofit is also most fun. Yeah, okay. Yes. The BizCap program is intended for businesses located in District 27, which is in Miami-Dade County. But what we could do is I could send me an email, and I'll put my email address in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to connect you with our colleagues from the Florida SBDC at FAU. They cover Palm Beach and Broward County. Nonprofits is outside the scope of our services, but they might know some programs and resources that will be able to guide you with the nonprofit sector as well. But nonetheless, I don't want you to be leaving empty-handed. I want you to leave with your hands full with introductions and connections to help you out as well. Okay. Yeah, no problem. That's what we're here for. We're family. We serve as strangers, believing as family. So thank you. Okay. All right. So if I don't have any questions, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. But at the same time, I want to thank Ian, Kelly, Azra, and Gabby for being in the chat and helping you out and answering any questions that you might have. So definitely thank you once again, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next presentation and event. Thank you all, and have a good afternoon. Take care.